This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hey everybody and welcome. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to episode 58.
Yay!
58. It's a good episode number.
It is. It is a good episode number.
What's the 60th? That's not a golden anniversary. 50th is golden.
50 is a big deal. You know, any number that ends in zero is a big deal, I think, when you get to podcasting.
Absolutely. And the more zeros you have, the better.
Hey.
Is what I've been told.
Especially with Powerball.
What's going on in your world?
You know, just wiping noses and chilling out, raking leaves. The leaves have officially started to fall at the Larson household, so I need to figure out where to buy my leaf bags because I usually would buy them at Benny's.
Well, I think you could still, there's still a few Benny's that are open. I don't know if they still have leaf bags available. There is a list of Benny's that are still open as they've been weaning out all of the inventory and the stock. I would imagine going to their Facebook page would tell you where. But I don't bag leaves.
What do you do?
Mulch them. I run the lawnmower over them and mulch them.
That is awesome.
Yes. And take it from me, my lawn is not pristine at all. So I am probably doing something wrong.
Okay.
But what I am not doing is I am not raking.
Yep.
I am not leaf blowing. I am not bagging.
Yep.
Nope. Just run the lawnmower over them and
I love it.
Let them disintegrate into under the snow.
So this is my second fall in this house, and we have two maple trees, one in the back, one in the front. So maple trees do this wonderful thing where they just drop leaves continually. It's not like a one big shed where everything comes on down. No, it's epic, and it continues all season long. But thankfully, I have a 4-year-old who gets a kick out of raking leaves.
Well, there you go. There's your activity. So that's our episode for today, folks. Send your kid out and rake leaves.
That's it. How about you? What's going on with you?
Well, I've got a book signing this weekend at Barnes & Noble in Warwick from 2 to 4 p.m., and a portion of the proceeds are going to the D. Strong, the Dorian J. Murray Foundation. Yeah. So they do great work over there. There's going to be book signings all day long. My slot is from 2 to 4 p.m. myself. The illustrator will be there. So we'll be doing that. And there's actually a CrossFit Providence grand opening of their new location on Saturday morning, so I may swing by and try to check that out.
Ooh.
Not to participate.
You bring over some donuts?
I will, yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm looking at the event on Facebook and they're like, oh, we have free food provided by Need Donuts.
Oh,
I'm like, well,
nice.
I'm there for that.
Yes.
Not necessarily flipping over tires, but I will lift a donut, do what I can. So,
I love it.
But hey, listen, if you tuned in while you're on the road, eating a Need donut, doing CrossFit, working or getting some errands done, raking leaves, having your 4-year-old do the labor for you, sit back, enjoy the episode, and if you hear something that piques your interest, we'll have all the links and information for you in the show notes and on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com. Yeah, it's the time of year. It is the time of year.
Tell me.
For wicked interesting events.
Yes, it is.
A very particular kind of wicked interesting event. Wicked interesting event. As I mumble over the words.
I think you're supposed to as a Rhode Islander.
Possible.
Wicked interesting.
Yes, that's exactly. But what is our wicked interesting event of the week?
It is the URI homecoming weekend.
The homecoming.
Right?
Yes.
This season, it's all about, visiting your alma mater, whether it's your high school or your college. And
your kindergarten class.
Oh, right. Oh, just brings it on back. So I myself am a URI grad, and they've really amped up URI homecoming and alumni weekend from back in its heyday when URI had the title of being the party school,
sure,
especially in the Northeast. And then I went to school and things changed. And then homecoming kind of took a little bit of a back seat because they really wanted to have a clean slate, not have the mayhem that URI was associated with. And then recently, I'd say within the past 10 years, 5 years or so, they've made it incredibly family friendly, and it is just nonstop activities and events going on, starting even as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. They do this thing called Rhodeyville, and it's just to kind of like bring your family, face painting and games and inflatables and all types of URI free swag. Around 11 a.m., you're going to hear the URI marching band. They march not only through campus to wake all of those sleepy college students up, but they're going to come by to see all the alumni and the fams and to really get to see everybody. One of the cool things too is alumni get to participate in the marching band. I am not doing that this year, but I will be cheering them on. Lots of fun things going on. And actually, there's going to be an evening with Whoopi Goldberg going on this weekend as part of the events. I have no idea how Whoopi Goldberg is related to URI.
It's I believe it's the connection of that URI writes a check.
Oh, yeah.
And she takes the check and hides it in her weird hat that she wore on Star Trek.
That was a great hat.
They should have turned that into a solar panel. She would have been all charged up.
I love it. So Bill Nye the Science Guy is also here on Friday night. You can do science. You could see Whoopi, the Rhodeyville, the homecoming football game at the stadium.
Did you see the viral video of the girls that were taking selfies in an elevator with... So they're these 5 or 6 girls. They're doing a Snapchat.
Yeah.
And they're in New York City. There's a mirror on the back side of the elevator.
Okay.
And these girls, it's a little late at night, and they're just kind of posing and doing their,
duck
little
face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the elevator stops, and in walks Bill Nye, and they freak out.
Oh my God.
And it was caught on the Snapchat video, and obviously it was saved and shared a bajillion times. But it's like, I can't imagine what he was going through. Like the door opens and then these girls are like, oh, they loved it.
Already rolling.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to check that out. Hey, if you're at URI this weekend, you might just want to be on Snapchat.
Absolutely. You may see Bill Nye. He may be staying at the Holiday Inn Express down there. Wicked fun in the 401. We got a lot of great events lined up for you this weekend, starting with the Mulligan's Island Super Fun Food Truck Finale. Saturday, October 21st at 3 p.m. It is the final event of the season at Mulligan's Island, and admission to attend the food truck event is free. Free. Now, there are attractions, and they'll have their own separate pricing, so if you want to do mini golf, if you want to do the driving range or the batting cage, you can do those things as well. Of course, there'll be the giant volcano there in the middle, but the food truck event, to actually go there and participate, is free. They'll have live music. You're encouraged to bring tables and chairs. You can bring blankets. They have some tables and chairs there as well, but it's like anything else. If you've got a big family, you got little kids, don't rely on Mulligan's Island to give you the seating there. Bring something that's comfortable for them, perhaps a tray or something that they can eat on.
As if you were tailgating somewhere.
Exactly. If you leave nothing to somebody else, you will never be disappointed. Look at that.
Wise words, my friend. Wise words.
Wisdom, wicked fun.
I love it.
Wicked wise fun. What else is coming up?
Going on Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. I want you to check this out. Head on over to Providence for the Steel Yard. They're going to be doing their Halloween iron pour. And this theme is into the depths. Oh my God, it is so cool. If you're not doing something Saturday night, you and your honey need to go. Okay. It is such an incredible experience. This has now been going on for 12 years. Those local food trucks, there's art sales. People can, there's been 1,500 people who've gone to this. It just the display, it's theatrical, it's industrial. There's all different artists. There is the iron pour itself. It's very... eclectic, I guess is the right word for this kind of experience. But they're going to actually tilt like iron over 2,500 pounds of luminous molten iron. It's a sparky performance. Incredible. You get to check out the grounds of the Steel Yard. I'm telling you, I have never been to an event like the iron pour. This is something that's really cool to see. I mean, this is what you would see at the, in old school videos of like an old factory or whatever. Yeah. Where they're pouring the molten hot
steel into the cast and forms and stuff. And when they do that, especially at night, it throws sparks, and it's very cool to see. So
and then just add the theatrical bit to it, because they'll have music. They really act it out. It's unbelievable. So general admission tickets are $10 in advance. If you buy it on the day of, it's $15. It is a sellout event, so please make sure that you go on. You save yourself $5 anyway. But that, of course, is happening Saturday, 5 p.m. It is somewhat family friendly. I will tell you that I myself enjoy it better without my kids.
There you go. Okay. No, it's good to know. It's a good idea. And it's great. I mean, if you go with your spouse, or you go with friends, or whomever. So that's cool. But I want you to go to bed early on Saturday night.
Okay.
After the iron pour. You can go to bed at 9:30, perhaps.
Yeah.
And it is the 2017 Citizens Bank Pell Bridge Run on Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. This is a 4-mile run/walk over the infamous, world-famous, incredible Newport Pell Bridge.
What a view, my friend.
It's huge. It's the only time of year you're allowed to cross the bridge by foot. Okay, you're not allowed to be walking, or I don't think you're allowed to bike over that bridge either.
That would be really hard.
It's a long bridge. It's a little over 2 miles. That's why the run and walk is 4 miles. So check that out.
2 miles up, 2 miles down.
It is, and it's a nice little arc. So it's you're gonna climb a hill to start, go downhill, climb a hill again, then come back down. So because it's out and back.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yes. So 100% of the proceeds benefit local nonprofits. So how this works is you go to our webpage and you find the link there to the Pell Bridge Run, and you can then pick what charity you want your funds to go to. So
that is awesome.
So if you are fans of, for example, the Rhode Island Authors Consortium, or whatever they call themselves, if you want to help support that organization, so it's a bunch of different organizations. Citizens Bank, obviously, the title sponsor, as they always are, doing great things. A worldwide bank based here in Rhode Island. Awesome people. So
Very
registration's
cool.
open. Check that out. That's Sunday from 7 to 9:15 a.m. Also, memo. If you're in Jamestown or the South County of Rhode Island trying to get over to Newport Sunday morning early, it's going to be a little traffic.
Ain't gonna happen.
Well, it'll happen. It'll just be slower.
Oh, yeah, because of all those runners.
Yeah, they'll take up half the bridge. Just go slow.
Still cool.
What else is coming up?
So, we've been talking a lot about this weekend, and our episodes come out every Thursday, so I wanted to let you know about an event going on next Wednesday, October 25th, from 7:30 to 10 p.m. at the Comedy Connection. It's Chuck and Brad's Halloween Spooktacular Comedy Show. Now, if you haven't heard about Chuck and Brad, they actually have another Rhode Island-based podcast called Agreeing to Disagree, the Chuck and Brad podcast. Really funny guys. They have been able to do a lot of different comedy shows, but this is going to be specific for like Halloween. They're going to be having different comedians come on in. It's experimental live stage comedy, and the audience gets to participate. So I've seen some video clips from these guys. They're hysterical.
Sounds to me like they're more of a wait, don't tell me kind of improv, but with the actual audience, not selected guests.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, that's a huge venue in and of itself.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So if you're looking for something to do on a Wednesday night, it's not going to be too late of a night, 7:30 to 10. And seeing as how you already listen to podcasts, I mean, if you're listening to this, you're already a podcast listener. We just want to really make sure that you get to know about some of the other great podcasts that happen in and around the state, just because there's so few of us here in Rhode Island. So check out the Chuck and Brad podcast. It's called Agreeing to Disagree. They're going to be having their spooky event, their Halloween Spooktacular, once again, Wednesday night at the Comedy Connection in East Providence.
Cool.
This week's Wicked family-friendly event is to head on over to the Rustic drive-thru for a trunk or treat plus movies.
And what is a trunk or treat?
You've never been? Oh my God. So trunk or treat, this is the first time I've participated in a trunk or treat this year. I've already done it, totally thinking about going to this trunk or treat at the Rustic. Basically, people rather than having kids trick or treat in their costumes in neighborhoods that might be busy or on the streets, or heck, if you just want to get more bang for your buck with your kid's costume and not just have it on Halloween night, there's these trunk or treat events where people open up the backs of their trunks of their cars, or they open up the back of their minivan. They decorate it. They make a theme out of it. And then usually there's a bowl of candy, or the person whose trunk it is standing beside it dressed up with some candy. So kids can go from car to car, check out these fun Halloween decorations, check out the styles, get to say a little hello. But it's something that is a lot of neighborhoods are starting to do. A lot of different organizations, people are doing it in parking lots. It's fantastic, especially for young kids who may not have the stamina to run around door to door or stay out late. People trick or treat late in Rhode Island.
They can trick or treat late, but my house shuts down early.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What time?
I buy 3 bags of candy.
Yep.
Okay. Kids start coming up the door around 5, 6 o'clock.
Yes, they do.
Okay. I know my neighborhood kids, and I know who is not a neighborhood kid. And when all the neighborhood kids have come through, when I identify, okay, this is the last neighborhood kid I've got to take care of, they win the mother load, dump the entire bowl into their bag, shut out the lights, see ya.
They must all be so excited. They must talk about your house, like who's going to win the jackpot this year?
Who's it going to be? And, it's one of those things I think they're starting to like position and jockey for position. Like, okay, hey, all right, if you're going there at this time, I want to go just after you. Yeah. It's kind of like Price is Right. Okay, who's going to bid the dollar?
Yes.
So that's the way it goes with my house. So the trunk or treat thing is you actually hand out candy, not like a tire jack or
so it's just your trunk is open and decorated so that it's
wrench.
Like
here's a can of WD-40.
Some people actually put,
I got an oily rag.
That would be the best Halloween present ever. Oh my god, could you imagine?
It's good times.
Things. Have you ever been to the Rustic drive-thru?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're still showing movies.
I've gone in a few different ways. I've gone in via front seat, I've gone in via back seat, I've gone in there via the trunk.
Ooh.
Because you pay for the carload.
You do.
That is not safe. Not safe.
Not at all, but I kind of love that you've done it. I feel like that was a Rhode Island rite of passage that you needed to do. So this is for children 12 and under. They're invited to come in costume, and they get to do this trunk or treat event before the film starts. So the gates are going to open at 5:30. Between 6:15 and 7, trunk or treating happens. Then at 7, there's going to be some decoration prizes that go out. Then you get to settle in and watch your movie. Okay. So this is for people who want to go have a night out with their family, go see some Halloween films. It's going to be all different Halloween movies, some for adults, some for kids, all night long. And children who are participating must be in costume. So if you run out of candy, you're going to want to close your hatch so that kids don't just keep climbing in your car.
Oh, that's the way to do it. All right, cool. Folks, as we said at the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We love to be social, so if you're posting events from any of the events that we talked about, we want to hear about it. We would love for you to tag us in the description. You could even say, I learned about this trunk or treat event on @Wicked Rhody.
Yeah.
And that way other people can find out about us. So you can tag us in the description, or you could also use the hashtag #WickedRhody.
And if you'd like advertising or sponsorship information, you can email us, wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.